In samurai society, individuals did not act for themselves. They acted to honor their family and their lord. The two main values of the samurai were honor and loyalty. In every decision, the ideal samurai put aside his personal prerogatives and acted on the basis of what would bring honor to his family and to his lord. Samurai honor was maintained by the acknowledgement from others as a skilled warrior and by defending one's honor if it is questioned. The samurai were all warriors who devoted themselves to the way of the warrior. The way of the warrior emphasizes being ready to die every moment of every day. When a samurai was insulted, he reacted immediately. It was considered cowardly to wait to attack because he was outnumbered or because the conditions were not in his favor. A samurai did not go into battle and fight to live. He fought in order to cut down as many of his enemies as possible before he died. Likewise, when a samurai was offended by a commoner or by another samurai, the offended samurai was expected to defend himself immediately. Samurai did not defend themselves by debating or with covert actions. They immediately attacked to kill. The instinct to kill was also turned inward. If a samurai brought shame upon himself and his household, he committed seppuku. By taking his life, the samurai was able to reclaim his honor in death. In other words, by committing seppuku, he erased his shame by engaging in an honorable death. Paradoxically, fealty to one's lord was also demonstrated by seppuku through the practice of junshi. Kotaki uchi, revenge killings, were another manifestation of honor. If a samurai were killed without reason and the murderer was not brought to justice, the family of the victim could apply for a government sanction that would allow a family representative to seek out the murderer and kill him. The shogunate would grant the sanction if proof could be provided and the murderer was not a lord or a high-ranking official. Also, if the samurai had been killed as punishment or in revenge for another killing, kotaki uchi was not permitted. By tracking down the murderer and killing him, the avenger was able not only to avenge the victim, but also to reclaim the family's integrity. This exemplifies how important honor was in the samurai society because revenge was not just sought, it was legally sanctioned. The shogunate not only allowed it, but upon the successful completion of kotaki uchi, the avengers were usually promoted and rewarded. The reason the shogunate would support revenge killings is because they uphold the Confucian hierarchy. Some classic statements of the Confucian position on vengeance are: one should not live under the same heaven with the enemy who has slain his father. One should not live in the same state with the enemy who has slain his friend without seeking to slay him. If a son meets the slayer of his father in the marketplace or court, he should instantly fight with him. The ideal samurai were those who were willing to give anything to maintain their honor and the honor of their family. This ideology was sustained not only by the actions of individual men, but also by the shogunate. The way of the samurai was reflected in their everyday lives, and ultimately in their death.